The One-Year Bible, the Living Bible Paraphrased, March 19th. On April 1st you shall celebrate the Passover, when the death angel passed over the oldest sons of the Israelites in Egypt, leaving them unharmed. On the following day a great joyous 7-day festival will begin, but no leavened bread shall be served. On the first day of the festival all the people shall be called together before the Lord. No hard work shall be done on that day. You shall offer as burnt sacrifices to the Lord 2 young bulls, 1 ram, and 7 yearling male lambs, all without defect. With each bull there shall be a grain offering of 9 quarts of fine flour mixed with oil. With the ram there shall be 6 quarts, and with each of the 7 lambs there shall be 3 quarts of fine flour. You must also offer a male goat as a sin offering, to make atonement for yourselves. These offerings shall be in addition to the usual daily sacrifices. This same sacrifice shall be offered on each of the 7 days of the feast. They will be very pleasing to the Lord. On the 7th day there shall again be a holy and solemn assembly of all the people, and during that day you may do no hard work. On the first day of the harvest festival, all the people must come before the Lord for a special solemn assembly to celebrate the new harvest. On that day you are to present the first of the new crop of grain as a grain offering to the Lord. There is to be no regular work by anyone on that day. A special burnt offering, very pleasant to the Lord, shall be offered that day. It shall consist of the 2 young bulls, 1 ram, and 7 yearling male lambs. These shall be accompanied by your grain offering of 9 quarts of fine flour mingled with oil with each bull, 6 quarts with the ram, and 3 quarts with each of the 7 lambs. Also offer 1 male goat to make atonement for yourselves. These special offerings are in addition to the regular daily burnt offerings and grain offerings and drink offerings. Make sure that the animals you sacrifice are without defect. The Festival of Trumpets shall be celebrated on the 15th day of September each year. There shall be a solemn assembly of all the people on that day, and no hard work may be done. On that day you shall offer a burnt sacrifice consisting of 1 young bull, 1 ram, and 7 yearling male lambs, all without defect. These are sacrifices which the Lord will appreciate and enjoy. A grain offering of 9 quarts of fine flour mingled with oil shall be offered with the bull, 6 quarts with the ram, and 3 quarts with each of the 7 lambs. In addition there shall be a male goat sacrificed as a sin offering, to make atonement for you. These special sacrifices are in addition to the regular monthly burnt offering for that day, and also in addition to the regular daily burnt sacrifices, which are to be offered with their respective grain offerings and drink offerings, as specified by the ordinances governing them. 10 days later another convocation of all the people shall be held. This will be a day of solemn humility before the Lord, and no work of any kind may be done. On that day you shall offer a burnt sacrifice to the Lord. It will be very pleasant to him, of 1 young bull, 1 ram, 7 yearling male lambs, each without defect, and their accompanying grain offerings. 9 quarts of fine flour mixed with oil are to be offered with the bull, 6 with the ram, and 3 with each of the 7 lambs. You are also to sacrifice 1 male goat for a sin offering. This is in addition to the sin offering of the Day of Atonement offered annually on that day. In addition to the regular daily burnt sacrifices, grain offerings, and drink offerings. 5 days later there shall be yet another assembly of all the people, and on that day no hard work shall be done. It is the beginning of a 7-day festival before the Lord. Your special burnt sacrifice that day, which will give much pleasure to the Lord, shall be 13 young bulls, 2 rams, and 14 male yearling lambs, each without defect, accompanied by the usual grain offerings. 9 quarts of fine flour mingled with oil for each of the 13 young bulls, 6 quarts for each of the 2 rams, and 3 quarts for each of the 14 lambs. There must also be a male goat sacrificed for a sin offering, in addition to the regular daily burnt sacrifice with its accompanying grain offerings and drink offerings. On the second day of this 7-day festival, you shall sacrifice 12 young bulls, 2 rams, and 14 male yearling lambs, each without defect, accompanied by the usual grain offerings and drink offerings. Also, in addition to the regular daily burnt sacrifice, you are to sacrifice a male goat with its accompanying grain offering and drink offering for a sin offering. On the 3rd day of the festival, offer 11 young bulls, 2 rams, 14 male yearling lambs, each without defect, and the usual grain offering and drink offering with each sacrifice. And in addition to the regular daily burnt sacrifices, sacrifice a male goat for a sin offering, with its accompanying grain offering and drink offering. On the 4th day of the festival, you are to sacrifice 10 young bulls, 2 rams, and 14 male yearling lambs, each without defect, each with its accompanying grain offering and drink offering. Also a male goat as a sin offering, along with the usual grain and drink offerings, in addition to the regular daily sacrifices. On the 5th day of the festival, sacrifice 9 young bulls, 2 rams, and 14 male yearling lambs, each without defect, accompanied by the usual grain offerings and drink offerings. Also sacrifice a male goat with the usual grain and drink offerings as a special sin offering, in addition to the usual daily sacrifices. On the 6th day of the festival, you must sacrifice 8 young bulls, 2 rams, and 14 male yearling lambs, each without defect, along with their usual grain and drink offerings. In addition to the usual daily sacrifices, sacrifice a male goat and the usual grain and drink offerings as a sin offering. On the 7th day of the festival, sacrifice 7 young bulls, 2 rams, and 14 male yearling lambs, each without defect, each with its customary grain and drink offerings. Also sacrifice an extra sin offering of 1 male goat with the usual grain and drink offerings, in addition to the regular daily sacrifices. On the eighth day, summon the people to another solemn assembly. You must do no hard work that day. Sacrifice a burnt offering. They are very pleasant to the Lord. Of 1 young bull, 1 ram, 7 male yearling lambs, each without defect, and the customary grain and drink offerings. Sacrifice also 1 male goat with the usual grain and drink offerings for a sin offering, in addition to the regular daily sacrifices. These offerings are compulsory at the times of your annual feast, and are in addition to the sacrifices and offerings you present in connection with vows or as free will offerings, burnt sacrifices, grain offerings, drink offerings, or peace offerings. So Moses gave all of these instructions to the people of Israel. The Gospel of Luke chapter 3, verse 23 to 38. Jesus was about 30 years old when he began his public ministry. Jesus was known as the son of Joseph. Joseph's father was Heli. Heli's father was Mattat. Mattat's father was Levi. Levi's father was Melchi. Melchi's father was Jannai. Jannai's father was Joseph. Joseph's father was Mattathias. Mattathias' father was Amos. Amos's father was Nahum. Nahum's father was Eshli. Eshli's father was Nagai. Nagai's father was Maath. Maath's father was Mattathias. Mattathias' father was Zemin. Zemin's father was Joshak. Joshak's father was Jodah. Jodah's father was Johanan. Johanan's father was Risha. Risha's father was Zerubbabel. Zerubbabel's father was Shealtiel. Shealtiel's father was Neri. Neri's father was Melchi. Melchi's father was Adai. Adai's father was Kozam. Kozam's father was Adam. Adam's father was Ur. Ur's father was Joshua. Joshua's father was Eliezer. Eliezer's father was Joram. Joram's father was Mathat. Mathat's father was Levi. Levi's father was Simeon. Simeon's father was Judah. Judah's father was Joseph. Joseph's father was Jonam. Jonam's father was Eliakim. Eliakim's father was Milah. Milah's father was Menah. Menah's father was Mattatha. Mattatha's father was Nathan. Nathan's father was David. David's father was Jesse. Jesse's father was Obed. Obed's father was Boaz. Boaz's father was Salmon. Salmon's father was Nahshon. Nahshon's father was Amminadab. Amminadab's father was Adam. Adam's father was Arni. Arni's father was Hezron. Hezron's father was Pharez. Pharez's father was Judah. Judah's father was Jacob. Jacob's father was Isaac. Isaac's father was Abraham. Abraham's father was Terah. Terah's father was Nahor. Nahor's father was Shirug. Shirug's father was Reuel. Reuel's father was Peleg. Peleg's father was Eber. Eber's father was Shelah. Shelah's father was Canaan. Canaan's father was Arphaxad. Arphaxad's father was Shem. Shem's father was Noah. Noah's father was Lamech. Lamech's father was Methuselah. Methuselah's father was Enoch. Enoch's father was Jared. Jared's father was Mahalaleel. Mahalaleel's father was Canaan. Canaan's father was Enosh. Enosh's father was Seth. Seth's father was Adam. Adam's father was God. Psalm 62 verses 1 through 12. I stand silently before the Lord, waiting for him to rescue me, for salvation comes from him alone. Yes, he alone is my rock, my rescuer, defense and fortress. Why then should I be tense with fear when troubles come? But what is this? They pick on me at a time when my throne is tottering. They plot my death and use lies and deceit to try to force me from the throne. They are so friendly to my face while cursing in their hearts. But I stand silently before the Lord, waiting for him to rescue me, for salvation comes from him alone. Yes, he alone is my rock, my rescuer, defense and fortress. Why then should I be tense with fear when troubles come? My protection and success come from God alone. He is my refuge, a rock where no enemy can reach me. O my people, trust him all the time. Pour out your longings before him, for he can help. The greatest of men or the lowest, both alike are nothing in his sight. They weigh less than air on scales. Don't become rich by extortion and robbery. If your riches increase, don't be proud. God has said it many times, that power belongs to him. And also, O Lord, steadfast love belongs to you. He rewards each one of us according to what our works deserve. Proverbs chapter 11, verses 18 and 19. The evil man gets rich for the moment, but the good man's reward lasts forever. The good man finds life, the evil man, death.